Mr. Stef Longworth.
What an incredible day. Can I just take this opportunity to thank all my fellow speakers and you guys for being here and staying till the end. God bless you. As you've heard, my name's Stef Longworth. You know, I'm a council house kid. I was in the half of the class that made the top half possible. I'm a bit dim. I'm dyslexic. I have a thing called ADD. My great friend Robin Brooks, we had a chuckle when we were over in Barbados a few weeks ago with his gorgeous, beautiful wife. And mine as well.
Share a wife.
Anyway, I've got a thing called ADD. And it stands for attention
Deficit.
That's a nice outfit you've got. Disorder, deficit. Yeah, and it's true. I didn't know. I've been diagnosed with it. So, you know, I think I have Tourette's as well. So, and it's just amazing. You know, how does a council house kid follow a CEO of $1 billion company who's a gold Olympic medal winner? How the bloody hell does that work? No, but yeah, whoa. Why do I say that? You can too. You can too. I believe that with all my heart. Now, when it came to leaving school, I had a few choices. Okay, I was asked to leave. I did some daft things that, you know, I was 15 years of age. Bottom line, that's me. Oh, that's my joke. That's George. That's my missus. And I was marched down to the careers master's office, and they basically said, "You're leaving." It was only about 8 weeks before I was going to be 16 anyway and leave. But it was technically I was asked to leave school. So I had three choices. I could go into engineering and follow my father and my brother's footsteps. Okay. The careers master says, "You're going in. You got to join the army." So this is 1973. For those of you who are old enough, chances were superb that I'd be off to Northern Ireland to serve, which was okay. I love the Irish, and I didn't want to do that. So my third option, which I suggested to them, I said, "I can become an underwear model, sir." So I chose engineering, and I was at College of Technology, and basically I wasn't particularly, I was a bit of a class clown, and we had a complaint from the college, and it was at that point my dad, God bless him, who's not here now, he offered me some pearls of wisdom. He grabbed me by the scruff of the neck. He said, "Son, if you want to be a winner or a champion," maybe not in the sporting sense like Andrew, but he said, "If you want to be a winner or a champion," he said, "go out there and study winners and champions." He said, "Find out what people are good at and copy and model their behaviour. And build trust and rapport with them." You've heard that today, relationships. Now, I'm at Stockport College of Technology, and I started to hang around a place called the Nelson Tavern. For those of you who want to Google Earth, it's still one of the pubs that's home today on the corner of Greek Street and the A6 in Stockport. And I started hanging around playing darts and pool, and lo and behold, some of the college lecturers and some of the boys that were at their end of their city and guilds started to befriend me. Now, it's like our business. So my first tip of the day, you've got to hang around with the people in the know. And it takes time. There is a secret to our business, it's called time. So after a number of weeks, I got my face known, and I told them I was struggling. They went out their way to help me. And I went from being bottom of the class 48 short months later to being top of the class with distinction in engineering. And I'm very proud of that today. Outstripping two Rolls-Royce marine engineers who are up their own I nearly said arses, up their own backside. And I took that same philosophy, that same mindset through my engineering career for 9 years, and then I went into aviation. And I was in aviation at Manchester Airport on the runways and taxiways. I've been to a couple of airfields around the world as well in what was called airfield ops. I used that same strategy, study winners, study champions, build trust and rapport with people in the know. And I got on the airfield, and myself and a gentleman called Andrew Season were given a commendation. I don't normally say these things, for helping save some lives on the airfield at Manchester Airport. I'm very proud of that today. And I use that same strategy in this profession. Study winners, study champions, find out who are good at what they do, and copy and model their behaviour. Why reinvent the wheel? So I was asked earlier on, what's my why? We've heard that, what's your driver? Well, I had a friend of mine called Neil, God bless him, he's passed now, who had a wife named Sue. Sue was a hairdresser by profession, and she was a little bit like me. She left school with no academic qualifications, and she found herself, these are her words, not mine, trapped in a high street shop front, 50 foot by 50 foot, building her boss's house on the hill, and she was scraping dandruff out of old ladies' hair, and she was pretty sick and tired of being sick and tired. Neil, on the other hand, he was quite an academic. He had all the qualifications and degrees you could think of hanging on the wall. And he said something quite strange to me one day. He said, Stef, Sue's got involved in some crazy little home-based business, but she thinks you'd be bloody brilliant at it, and she'd like you to come to a meeting next Monday night. Now, with that kind of invitation, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? I couldn't wait to go. So my first little tip, okay, is would your approach work on you? And if it wouldn't, why use it? Who the heck do you expect it to work on? Now, that's the first attempt. The second week, Neil said the same thing. He said, Sue said the meeting was great last week. She really would follow your feedback, slightly better invitation. I made up excuse number 2. Third week, here comes Neil. Now, it was pretty clear to me at this point that Sue had instructed Neil to keep asking me. Because she understood and not actually said no, was just making up an excuse. But I could feel Neil's energy like he was being obedient, but not powerful. Here's the best tip of the day. I have a number of younger distributors coming through, okay, that have conviction, they have passion, they have drive, determination, and that's what you need in this. They say sizzle sells the steak. People hear the music, not the words. Nobody wants to be a part of your test. The fourth week, he asked again. He wore me down. I said, yeah, I don't know what to do. But if there's one thing that I want to share with you, you heard in this little message the power and magic of perseverance, of persistency, of keeping asking. The 5th week, he asked again. He wore me down. I said, yeah, I'll come to your bloody crazy little meeting. He had a big sigh of relief. You see, he really couldn't care less about his wife's stupid, crazy little business. But his wife Sue knew in a simple way the power and magic of belief, of creating a dream but hanging on. I'll tell you what else he knew. He had all those degrees hanging on the wall, and they were broke. Their credit cards were maxed out. And God bless the woman, at least in her simple way, she was trying to do something to benefit the family, the finances. But you know what Neil was committed to? I'm ashamed to tell you, I was committed to this. Maybe some of you in the room are committed to this. Is looking good but having no money. Hey, but you look good. I had a title, but it was broke. And God bless this woman. At least she was trying in a simple way to benefit the family. And it frustrates the living sugar out of me when people won't support their partners in this. And all they're trying to do is create income to benefit the family. So I went to that meeting that night. And I often teach today, when the student is ready, the teacher miraculously appears. And in the room that night was one of my life teachers. He was 71 years of age, 5 foot tall, spoke with a strong Spanish accent. And his story was 35 years working on an assembly line, making brake shoes components on wire wheels for a company called Kelsey Haynes in Detroit, Michigan. The irony of this story is one of my motor cars that you can't see on here has Kelsey Haynes wire wheels on it. Chances are superb, and I wish he was alive today to tell him this story, that he would have been in the manufacturing process. with making my wheels. But at the age of 66, after 1 year of retirement, he came to the realization he was still healthy, still alive, but running out of money. His pension and his savings couldn't keep up with the rising cost of living. And he said, what's going to work that way? Can you buy for your pound what you could buy a few years ago? No. What about a year? What about 3 weeks ago? Not even close. Inflation that people say we can get into, it's always going to work that way. That's why you need a second income stream. Now, when I was listening to this little gentleman, his wife said to him, Jose, we've got a slight problem. He said, what is it, sweetheart? She said, we're still both healthy, still alive, expected to live way into our 70s, and we are hurting for money. We need to do something to change that situation. Now let's just get real for 1 second. Let's think about this. Do you not think there's many people in this room that are not going to face the same fate in their golden years unless they're prepared to start doing something about it today? 2 institutions have died in my lifetime. The first institution, please do not take this message out of context. The first institution that's died is education guaranteeing you and your kids a career by getting a degree. Now, it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay? That's the institution that's died. Now, I'm a big advocate of education because I had such a poor one. But getting a degree, is that going to guarantee you a career in your chosen field? No. I'll tell you about my friend's daughter. She's 28 years of age, has 2 degrees, a really bright girl, flipping burgers. She's in 41 grams worth of debt. That's what I can guarantee. And the second institution that's died in my lifetime is the once great corporations of this country, guaranteeing you job security. It's gone. It's gone. So maybe all that's left are the personal initiatives we have by setting up a second profit centre, becoming entrepreneurs. In the traditional route, you heard it today, on the traditional route, you'll sign up a high street business, it's fraught with difficulties, pension provisions, home loans, rent, rates, overheads, okay? I had a business in the past and I was wiped out through capitalisation, cash flow. So maybe coming to something like this is a smart move, but working it. Why? Low startup or no startup, no risk, high potential return on investment. But the challenge is you'll go to some of your friends and family, and you've heard all the secrets here today, and they'll say, you didn't what? That's one of those things. Who did you listen to? Remember my dad's instruction? Listen to winners. Don't listen to people who sat on a bar stool whinging about the lot in life, telling you this won't bloody work. There's too much evidence on the stage today to prove that, definitely. So I was at that meeting. That little man had the audacity to say in 5 years, full-time, working 5 evenings a week, hear my message, okay? He was making 10 grand a month net. Now let's just go back to 1996, 1997, see what that was worth in contemporary money. It absolutely fractured my mind. How could this be possible? That this little man could do this, who has no business acumen, could barely string a sentence together in English. How could he do this in this thing called network marketing, which I knew nothing about? I'll tell you one mistake I didn't make that evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't make the mistake of allowing anybody or anything or anybody's negative opinion to stop me from figuring out what kind of economic formula could generate that kind of return on investment for such an ordinary man. That's what I hooked into, the business concept. So when the meeting had ended and he was clearing all this stuff up, I went and introduced myself to him and said, please meet Jose, my name's Stef Longworth. I am impressed, which clearly was a euphemism for I am jealous. And I said to him, I said, can I ask you? I said, how can a man like me, who's never done sales and marketing, I've been an engineer and I've worked in aviation and airfield operations, how can I get involved and make the kind of money you make? Did you notice what I did there? I asked him what he had. You remember my dad's instructions, study winners, study champs? This little man was a winner, he was a champ. I didn't care what he looked like, I didn't care the colour of his skin, I didn't care whether he was well educated, not well educated, whether he was old, young, whatever. If he's got what I'm after, the 10 grand, I need his knowledge. Yes or no? Yeah. Do you know how many people walk away from a situation because it doesn't fit their paradigm of how business should be conducted in society today? So I went on and asked him, and boy, did he take care of me. And would it be okay today if I did the same thing with you?
Yeah.
He said, big man. He said, you want to make the kind of money I make? I said, absolutely. And this is what he did. He walked me to the back of the room and pushed me against the wall. Check the symbolism. This little man was a genius. He said, big man, will you represent the distance of this room as 1 year, no turn back effort, not look over your shoulder left, not look over your shoulder right, not look behind you. Will you do that? I said, I think I can do that. He said, no, big man, that is not what I asked. He said, will you represent the distance of 1 year, no turn back effort? I said, yes. I said, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. He said, that is good, big man, because I can teach you no more. And he left this big side of beef hanging on the side and cleared off. Now, I'd like to switch into the field that I am fascinated with. I am an amateur in, but it's what my books are based around. I'd like to share with you, what did he do to me there from a psychological frame of reference? Just ask yourself, where did he put me? What was the symbolism of his exchange? Like that, he put me against the wall. Why? He didn't tell me I had to quit my job. He didn't tell me I had to put my house up as collateral and spend 50 grand on a traditional business. He didn't tell me anything. What he did very cleverly and very subtly, he got my mindset right. Are you listening? He got my mindset right. He said, this is symbolism, son. You've got to treat this networking as a business, not as a bit of a tin can to kick around, picking it up and dropping it. You've got to work it consistently. Why did he tell me not to look back? I can tell you from a psychological dynamic why not to look back. I'll tell you why most people fail in life. Because they keep living in the past. Who here can change the past? Nobody can. And I know what this clever mechanism does. Okay? If you keep living in the past, it will take you back. It will make you relive your mistakes. It will pull you down. This thing will tear you down faster than it will ever build you up unless you stay focused on your dreams, goals, your life you hear about to drive you forward. 1 year, no turn back effort. Second reason he said that to me, which is pretty clear to me today. You see, when you start a new venture that you know little about, you've been a professional in other areas, teachers, police officers in here, doctors, nurses, God bless you. When you start something new, there's always a certain amount of doubt, uncertainty, and a thing called fear coursing through your veins. And for the new people, we all know what fear stands for, don't we? F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. But because it appears real, it must be real. Well, apparently we're only born with two fears. And that's the fear of loud, according to experts, fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. That's why your children at a very tender age can put their hand into an open flame fire. There's no concepts of fears. Everything's, baggage that we bring along. But there are good fears and there's bad fears. And I want to help you today to separate those. The good fears is the self-preservation fears. That's the fear of a loud noise, the fear of an explosion, the fear of falling off a cliff, the fear of drowning, the fear of fire, the fear of a young woman being in a bad part of town at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're good, they're self-preservation fears, but there's some destructive fears, psychologically. And that's the fear of what people think about you, the fear of doubt, the fear of the word no, the fear of people pleasing, and I had all those problems. That's why we've got to get to events and get around the right mindset of people. That's why we promote the books and the audios, to help you overcome those fears. So what do you think I was feeling at that point if I said to these guys, yeah, give it a go? Products I'd have to sell, people I'd have to speak to, there'd be an admission on my part, and maybe to some of my friends and family, I wasn't doing quite as well financially as I was cracking on to. I'd have to invite them over for dinner, feed them a flip chart with some circles on numbers on it for dessert. let me tell you what was filtering all that fear and apprehension. Image. Image. I came to the conclusion that I've been bought for an image. Image. I had to stop and ask myself a deep and burning question. How well is my family doing with me as their pops, as their dad? How well are we doing on that front? My job at Manchester Airport, that horse, no matter how fast it ran, would never give me the income to take care of the lifestyle that I yearned for my kids. I had to face that. I didn't like it, I had to face it. Oh, I did nice things. I wanted to get on the airplane and turn left and sit in the big comfy seats. I wanted to walk the beaches of the world and have to drink out the coconut money. I wanted to educate my kids, not just from textbooks about history, but where history actually happened, and I'm very fortunate I've done that today. Now, was this bloody network UW thing going to change that? I didn't know. But what were my alternatives? I was broke at the time. It was low startup, no risk. 10 quid to get involved, and it's £3 a month to run your business. That's 10 pennies a day, and you get a professional website. You get 10 million quid worth of liability insurance. You've got an upline that's got a vested interest in your success. Sure, I'd have to learn about it, but anything I've been ever good at in life, I've had to learn about. Nothing's ever come easy to me. What about you guys? What about you guys? Listen, I've got some news for you today, some bad news. Okay. In life, financially, you're either moving forwards or backwards by default. Take that to the bank. That's a rule. I didn't make this stuff up. Okay, it's nature's way of dealing with it. You're either moving forwards or backwards by default. So, money isn't everything, Stef. Money isn't everything. That ain't a little secret. Okay, I've had levels. You've got nothing if you haven't got your health. True. Well, I've been unhealthy with money, I've been unhealthy without money. Let me let you into a little secret. It's far better being unhealthy with the bloody stuff than without it. Well, it's never, money's the root of all evil. Not true. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. Absolutely. Okay? Money in the right hands is like God in motion. We can give people meals, we can build hospitals, schools, you can help your church, synagogue, temple, mosque. So I said I'd give it a go. Do you know what they said to me? You've got to do a contact list of 100 people. And I thought, I know who'll join this and wouldn't. I became judge and juror. That was the biggest mistake of my life. I prejudged some people I knew. I didn't use the tools. We have a company magazine. It's one of the most deadly tools that you can use that takes you out of the equation. Leaders in this room, you make sure you're driving that tool within your teams. I promise you it will help them, because they're not the issue, the magazine's the issue. I had no success for 6 months, and the only reason that I was in that deal is I spoke something that I was going to do. I was going to finish that commitment. If I said 1 year, no turn back ever, then I remembered my father.